Konnichiwa. Hey YouTubers. Hey, this is Drew. So tonight, well, it's another story, and it's a good one. So tonight, let's go to old Japan. What do you say about that, huh? So I want to do a story about he's the old Socrates of Japan, Judge Ooka. And I'm going to read from an old book I got a long time ago. That was my favorite book. A book called Ooka the Wise. And it's a book for kids. But it's a lot of fun. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So please, sit down, relax, put your feet up, and let's begin. Let's have some fun with old Judge Ooka. And I'll just read the introduction from the story, which is the case of the stolen smell. This is about the wise old judge of old Japan. Ooka, apologies to any Japanese if I murder any words. This is an apology in advance. Ooka really lived, and he did some very strange things. He accused a statue of stealing some silk, declared a student guilty of stealing a smell, ruled that a man could be a thief and still be honest. He divided 13 horses in 2 equal groups without cutting the 13th horse in 2. All the strange things he did were for the purpose of finding out the truth so he could carry out the shogun's order to punish wickedness and reward virtue. So here we go, the case of the stolen smell. Now, so happened in the days of old Edo, as Tokyo was once called, that the storytellers told marvelous tales of the wit and wisdom of his honorable honor, Ooka Takasuke. This famous judge never refused to hear a complaint, even if it seemed strange or unreasonable. People sometimes came to his court with the most unusual cases, but Ooka always agreed to listen. And the strangest case of all was the famous case of the stolen smell. All began when a poor student rented a room over a tempura shop where fried food could be bought. The student was a most likable young man, but the shopkeeper was a miser, who always suspected everyone of trying to get the better of him. One day, he heard the student talking with one of his friends. "It is so sad to be poor that one can only afford to eat plain rice," the friend complained. "Oh," said the student, "I found a very satisfactory answer to the problem. I eat my rice every day while the shopkeeper downstairs fries his fish. The smell comes up, and my humble rice seems to have much more flavor. It's really the smell, that makes things taste so good." The shopkeeper was furious. To think that someone was enjoying the smell of his fish for nothing! "Thief!" he shouted. "I demand you pay me for the smells you have stolen." "A smell is a smell," the young man replied. "Anyone can smell it he wants to. I'll pay you nothing." Scarlet with rage, the shopkeeper rushed to Ooka's court and charged the student with theft. Of course, everyone laughed at him. For how could anyone steal a smell? Ooka would surely send the man about his business, but to everyone's astonishment, the judge agreed to hear the case. "Every man is entitled to his hour in court," he explained. "If this man feels strongly enough about his smell to make a complaint, it is only right that I, as city magistrate, should hear the case." He frowned at the amused spectators. Gravely, Ooka sat on the dais and heard the evidence. Then he delivered his verdict. "The student is obviously guilty," he said severely. "Taking another person's property is theft, and I cannot see that a smell is different from any other property." The shopkeeper was delighted, but the student was horrified. He was very poor, and he owed the shopkeeper for 3 months' smelling. He would surely be thrown into prison. "How much money have you?" Ooka asked. Only 5 mun, honorable honor, boy replied. I need that to pay my rent, or I'll be thrown out into the street. Let me see the money, said the judge. The young man held out his hand. Ooka nodded and told him to drop the coins from one hand to the other. The judge listened to the pleasant clink of the money and said to the shopkeeper, You have now been paid. If you have any other complaints in the future, please bring them to the court. It is our wish that all injustices be punished and all virtue rewarded. But, most honorable honor, the shopkeeper protested. I did not get the money. The thief dropped it from one hand to the other. See? I have nothing. He held up his empty hands to show the judge. Ooka stared at him gravely. It is the court's judgment that the punishment should fit the crime. I have decided that the price of the smell of food shall be the sound of money. Justice has prevailed as usual in my court. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. And have a good day.